Hi, and welcome to CSCMP's Member Mondays. I'm your host, Timothy Pajak, and I'm the Membership Engagement Manager here at CSCMP. We're pleased to have Ben Darger, Senior Associate of Complex Product Operations at Wayfair, as our guest today. Ben also serves as a CSCMP Ambassador. Ben, welcome.
Thank you, Tim. It's great to be here. I'm honored to be part of the Member Mondays.
Ben, I want to jump right in and start by hearing how you first got involved with CSCMP. You were a student member while attending BYU. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I originally joined CSCMP in college because almost as a resume boost. Applying for internships, my resume was pretty empty outside of working construction jobs or coaching youth lacrosse as a high school student. So I wanted to just get something on there that beat supply chain. And then I quickly got involved with the roundtable in Utah, and I was able to connect with different professionals that had been in the industry for a while. And it was a great opportunity to learn about what is supply chain, what are the career opportunities out there. And then as I graduated school and moved on and started my career, the chance to stay engaged with CSCMP has been a rewarding opportunity because I've been able to talk to more people and expand my network. It's certainly been a rewarding experience for me just to understand people in the field, because supply chain covers so many different industries, so many different elements of supply chain. So the chance to continually learn and expand my network has been such a rewarding opportunity for me.
Yeah, what's been the most impactful connection you've made through your membership?
I think the most impactful connection were a couple of students that I met during a roundtable. We met one day at an event. We started talking, and initially we connected because we had so much common ground of we were students wanting a career. And then we've been able to kind of stay connected throughout, whether it's checking up on LinkedIn, sending an occasional message, and just talking about some either similar instances we're having in our life and our career. And it's been a great chance to just meet people that are doing so many similar things, even if we have such different backgrounds. So the common goal has kind of been able to keep us together. And the fact that I'm still in contact with some of these people that I met in school through the organization definitely is a testament to the power of the networking opportunities you have as a part of CSCMP.
You're at Wayfair now. I know for the past year, you just started at Wayfair a week ago. For the past year, you've been at Sunrun. For those who are not familiar, that's a residential solar panel installer. Tell us about your role there, what you did, what were some of your biggest challenges?
Yeah, so kind of talking about the different routes you can take in supply chain. I was an inventory manager at Sunrun Inc. That basically meant that once a panel was installed, my job was to make sure we had the inventory to make the repairs throughout the lifetime of the contract. It was a great experience because it was dealing in the service industry. So making sure that our customers had what they needed and they were happy. And then because people don't know how their careers are going to go and supply chain is so diverse, I was able to take the experience of managing inventory in different processes and take it into a completely different industry. That's Wayfair. We're managing now the highly customizable goods and items where you see it on site and you can change about every different feature imaginable.
I was reading your submission for the Meet a Member that CSCMP has. On that, we ask about technologies and trends and disruptive forces that might impact the supply chain. And I was struck by how insightful your answer was. You talked about how the rise of customization and the increase in complexity is intersecting with more parties becoming part of the supply chain. Talk a little bit about how that's was impacting Sunrun and perhaps how it may be impacting Wayfair now.
Yeah, so I think complexity impacts both ends of the supply chain, upstream and downstream, with your customers and your suppliers. So with your customers, they now want everything to be exactly the way they want it, whether it's the product, whether it's the delivery timeline, everything they want to have at the time when they need it, and the way they want it. So that creates highly customized experiences. If you're going to make the good exactly the way you want it, then you have to customize your supply chain to that one customer. If you're going to have to deliver it to their house, you have to customize the logistics to that customer. So it creates a lot more of a cost and some inefficiencies that we as supply chain professionals need to come up with ways to overcome these issues. And then working with the suppliers, your supply base is continually expanding as different people develop different capabilities. We're seeing a high level of specialization within the different supply base you have. So that means you're working with an increasing number of suppliers, which only adds more complexity once you add more components in there. So it's creating a huge issue for the supply chain of the future, where you're dealing with everything, where it's becoming a little bit more customized and a little bit more complex. So it's an exciting challenge. And as a young professional, it's something that I'm looking forward to kind of dealing with as we see everything evolve. You mentioned with Sunrun, we saw it with the pandemic. There were massive supply chain shortages. So we need to go ahead and consolidate our supply base to what we had. And that was how we kind of adapt. And Wayfair is dealing with something different where there's a lack of product availability. So we're going ahead and featuring other items to what we have that we can sell. So it's interesting to see the way that supply chains are adapting to the changing world.
One last question. You serve as an ambassador for CSCMP. Thank you for your service. You've been a student member and now a young professional member. What advice do you have for those who are starting their supply chain careers and how they can best utilize a CSCMP membership?
So I think CSCMP does a great job of helping people get involved. As a student, I talked about how I was able to get involved with the chance to learn about what supply chain is. Then as a young professional, I was able to get involved to talk to people about how can I grow my career here? How can I make everything kind of work? And then I've also had the opportunity to go ahead and give back. I was very fortunate, like I mentioned, where people were able to kind of take me under their wings and help me and mentor me. So as an ambassador, I was able to get involved in the mentorship program. I was able to get involved in different competitions. It's a chance to kind of give back. So it's helped that as a student, I could kind of get my grounding. I was able to get mentorships and people could really help me on. And now I'm able to go ahead and return the favor and pay it forward and mentor other people. So the networking and the connections that you're going to make, CSCMP does a great job of facilitating those conversations and providing you the opportunity to really get the most out of it. It's truly a organization where you get out of it what you put in.
Thank you so much for your time today, Ben. That is all the time we have. Thank you for your membership and your continued service with CSCMP, and definitely appreciate you joining us for this edition of Member Mondays.
Thank you very much for including me. It's been great to be with you today.